Flags up. They're off. Over 2 miles and 6 for the Georgian Dragon Mare's handicap hurdle, which sees Fairy Cutlass make the early running. Ahead of Varinia, Another Pearl, Barely Famous, Handy, and Fairy Cutlass tries to refuse at the first and has parted company with the rider, and Ms. Klimt's rider was knocked out of the saddle in the backwash. So Fairy Cutlass did the dirty on Tom Bellamy at the first flight of hurdles. Ms. Klimt's rider was knocked out of the saddle as well, and the others are on their way towards the second flight, with Varinia left in front as they come to jump it. Fairy Cutlass declines once again to jump it riderless. Unfortunately, Tom Bellamy's still down on the landing side of the first flight. Sean Grantham got to his feet quickly as Varinia leads the field down the side. 3 clear of Linus Dancer, who's moved through on the inside of Barely Famous. Another Pearl is a length behind those racing widest of all. Hurst Hill and Polly Pie held up off the pace as they clear flight number 3, with 2 loose horses pursuing the field on the chase course at present, and Varinia establishing a clear lead as they head off to race down the back straight. So it's Varinia by 5 lengths over Linus Dancer, just over a length to Barely Famous in third, and the other 3 are racing upsides one another. Another Pearl's on the outside, Hurst Hill's up the inner, Polly Pie between the 2, just about drop back last at the first of the 2 hurdles on the back straight. That was number 4, short run to the 5th, and it's Varinia from Linus Dancer about 4 lengths behind in second. Barely Famous jumped it third, and then Another Pearl, Hurst Hill either side of Polly Pie on their way over the rise on the back straight. Very much doubt that they'll be jumping the next flight of hurdles, with the jockey still on the landing side, and Varinia holding a 4-length lead as they approach the turn out of the back straight. So Varinia tracked by Linus Dancer, Barely Famous, Another Pearl, and then the held up Hurst Hill, and finally Polly Pie as they swing into the home straight, and the jockeys will soon see a checkered flag in front of them to signify that they have to angle to the outside of the 6th flight of hurdles. Varinia, racing very enthusiastically, will lead them round it. 5 or 6 clear of Linus Dancer, with Barely Famous racing third, Another Pearl, Polly Pie and Hurst Hill in the last trio as they come up to pass the enclosures, with a circuit in front of them, and Varinia a good 7 lengths clear. Running to the 7th, Linus Dancer continues to lead the chasing group ahead of Barely Famous, Another Pearl, Hurst Hill, Polly Pie pushed along at the rear. Jumping the 7th, Varinia stood off, jumped it well. Polly Pie's struggling to keep in touch as they swing left-handed to go down the side. So Varinia left in front at the first flight of hurdles, yet to see another rival. Goes down towards the 8th flight, 5 clear, and jumped it safely. Linus Dancer, Barely Famous over in second and third, Hurst Hill in fourth. Another Pearl has quickly lost touch, and Polly Pie's been left well behind as they head off to race down the back straight. Led by Varinia, who's 4 clear of a chasing trio of Linus Dancer, Barely Famous and Hurst Hill, and they've gone well clear of Another Pearl and Polly Pie. Leader was low at the 3rd from home. They've all stepped across it. Varinia running to 2 out, with Linus Dancer bridging the gap. Hurst Hill and Barely Famous in 3rd and 4th. Hurst Hill just gave 2 out a rub. They're a long way clear of Another Pearl and Polly Pie, who continue but tailed off. Over the rise on the back straight, Varinia has about 2 lengths in hand, maybe a shade less, on Linus Dancer, with Hurst Hill switched to the outside of Linus Dancer, and Barely Famous coming under a ride from Johnny Burke and now becoming outpaced by the leading trio with just over 3 furlongs to cover. Barely Famous losing touch with the front three as Varinia leads them in. Hurst Hill ridden to go upsides. Lioness Dancer challenging for second, but Varinia has kept a bit up her sleeve under Harry Reid. Once again, the final flight of hurdles in the home straight will be omitted. So it's Varinia by 2 or 3 lengths from Hurst Hill. Lioness Dancer can't go on. They're racing inside the final furlong. Varinia from Hurst Hill, who's trying to get on terms, but Varinia is holding her. And if anything, she's going to win going away. Under a good ride from Harry Reid, the bottom weight Varinia wins by 6 or 7 lengths. From Hurst Hill in second, Lioness Dancer ran third, Barely Famous fourth, Polly Pie, and finally, Another Pearl.
First, number 9, Varinia. Second, number 3. Third, number 2. And the fourth placed horse, number 5. The provisional result of the George and Dragon Mares Handicap Hurdle Race. First, number 9, Varinia. Second, number 3, Hurst Hill. Third, number 2, Lioness Dancer. And the fourth placed horse, number 5, Barely Famous. The winning distances were 7 lengths and 4 1/4 lengths, 7 lengths and 4 1/4 lengths.